We've seen it in movies, the punches, the kicks, jumps, and immaculate acrobats. Bruce Lee, Jet Li, and Jackie Chan, just to name a few, are amazing to watch with their mesmerizing martial arts skills. What's Taekwondo? In finding out the answer, I visited the Professional Taekwondo School Gambia to have an exclusive interview with the founder, Fernando Abaga Edjang. Give us a background about Professional Taekwondo Gambia.
Yeah, the school, let me first tell you the background. I came to this country as a UN official. I was deputy representative in UNDP, and I retired. I took early retirement in December of 2016. But now, while I was working in UNDP, which was like over 25 years, I was also practicing Taekwondo. In fact, I've been practicing Taekwondo since high school. So when I retired, even before I retired, I already had the idea of setting up this school. So as soon as I retired, I started working with it, contacting the people, looking for places and stuff like that. Because during the time I was working, I also realized that there was a lot of interest in Taekwondo in the country. I met a lot of people that were interested or were already practicing Taekwondo in the country. And even when I go to the beach, I see so many young people playing football and all that, which also led me to wonder or to think that if there's also, in addition to football, something else, a number of these kids may also be interested in that. So this is the background that led to the creation of this school of Taekwondo. So, and this is where we are. We opened it in August of last year, and we've been open for not that long. It's a young school. We have been able to register like 115 students, and as you can see, there's a lot of activity here.
Is Taekwondo misconstrued by the media? Because many people think it encourages violence.
Not only here, in many places, when we talk about martial arts in general, and people, that's the most visible thing. Also because of the influence of Bruce Lee movies and all these Kung Fu movies and stuff like that, it's all about fighting. But the fact is, martial arts in general, and Taekwondo in particular, is more about building character. It's more about the preservation of life. That's why we'll see all the martial arts have a code of value. In the case of Taekwondo, we also have a code of values. And the main one is what we call the tenets of Taekwondo, which are basically 5: courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirits. And the self-controls have, for example, the idea that you should never allow yourself to be taken over by emotions. You should always be in control. You should always control your emotions. So it's not about fighting. It's more about building character. It's more about creating more productive citizens. And it's more about preservation of life. It's more about fitness, good health, and all these things. Obviously, there's a self-defense component. And I'm saying self-defense. Should you find yourself in a very difficult situation, the world is not necessarily a peaceful place, it may be useful, but we don't train for that. As I keep explaining our students here, all martial arts are, the history of martial arts and Taekwondo also is closely weaved into the history and culture of the countries where it developed. So there's a big cultural content. There's a huge philosophical content. So which means that the way I train here is that we have the technical part, which is what people see, kicking, punching, jumping, all these things. And there's that philosophical part. Now the technical part teaches you how to fight or how to defend yourself, whereas the philosophical part teaches you how to stay away from fighting. So, and in fact, one of the objectives of our school here is to try to change that perception of people engaged in martial arts, including Taekwondo. They are there to fight. We don't fight, actually. We just stay away from that. We are taught a lot about humility. We are taught a lot about courtesy, being polite. So when you check the website, you will see those concepts coming through. And these concepts guide our behavior.
What's the age range for Taekwondo?
To the Alusane, Mangi 15 years old.
Man, Mangi to the Jibril Kamara, Mangi 17 years old.
Mangi to the Ansuman, 16 years old.
Mangi to the Abdullah San, Mangi 12 years old.
Mangi to the Tian Kamara, Mangi 15 years old.
Now, in terms of the students we have here, obviously, as you can see, we have 3 age groups. The first one is this group we call the Little Dragons. We have here from 4 years of age to 9 years of age. And this one range from 4 to 5. The next group will be coming in a minute. We see they're a bit older, from 10 years to 15 years. But we have 2 or 3 that are like 18. And then from 6 to 8, from 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, you have adults, grown-ups like me. So everybody's here. You will find lawyers, you'll find teachers, we have people from all walks of life. So basically this is Taekwondo. Taekwondo unites people. We don't separate, we stay away from conflicts, we try to be as peaceful. In fact, you're going to have time, you'll see some of the things we have on the wall. You'll see that there's a student oath, and one of them is, I will observe the tenets of Taekwondo, which already include all these things. The one will be, I shall never misuse Taekwondo, you see. So that addresses the concern people may have. The other one is, I shall contribute to a peaceful world. So these are the ideas that guide our behavior. But the way we train is very physical. There's a lot of stretching, jumping, punching, and we don't have age limit. It's not like people will ask me here, I'm 40 years old, can I still do it? I say I'm older than you are. And I'm still doing it. And I've seen people over 70 still doing it.
Why do people take off their shoes when entering the dojo? Is it a sign of discipline?
In any martial art, at least those of coming from China, Korea, Japan, basically it's more or less the same culture. Discipline is everything. Discipline is everything. And that includes being humble. I just mentioned that I'm a retired, you're an official. But if I'm not wearing these things and stuff like that, you see me in the street just like anybody. I wear shorts because I don't have to go around being arrogant and all that. You have to be humble. And that's a very important part of it. Discipline, humility, all these concepts are taught in all martial arts. Now, obviously, the training hall, whenever you get into a training hall, be it Taekwondo, Karate, and so you have to take off your shoes. It's part of that humility. It's part of respect, which is another important concept in martial arts. Respect to yourself, respect to everybody, including those above you, those below you, whatever category you may want to use. In fact, when you're in a training hall, no matter who you are or what you are, everybody is exactly the same. Now, all of you have taken off your shoes, but you see I'm wearing shoes. These are special shoes for Taekwondo. The way they are made up, they're such that they will not damage the place, and it's just part of the Taekwondo culture that there are special shoes that you can wear if you are a practitioner. That's what you see I'm wearing them. They're very special shoes, they're just for Taekwondo. They're not even meant to be taken out there and stuff like that. But it is part of the culture to take off your shoes whenever you get into a dojang. Dojang, that's how you call a training hall in Korean. You have to take off your shoes. It's a sign of humility, a sign of respect to the place. So it's part of the discipline. Sometimes, for example, you will see when we are training, people will be sitting down. That's also part of it. Sitting down, like humbling yourself. I may be a doctor, an engineer, but when I come here, it's just me. I'm exactly like everybody. That's why, at least in the schools I've trained in, be it in the US or in South Korea, a brain surgeon will be standing side by side with a school janitor. But you don't know who is who. But once they are there, they are at the same level. That's humanity, and that's Taekwondo.
What motivates people to come here on a daily basis?
there was already a lot of interest in Taekwondo in the country. A lot of them, even women, they tell me, I've always been trying to do Taekwondo. I just didn't have an opportunity, a place that would offer me that kind of training. So I have a lot of people that say that they've always been interested in Taekwondo, but they didn't have the opportunity. We have a number of them. Other people come here. A lot of people ask me questions about self-defense. They want to be able to defend themselves. Obviously, I tell them that that's not the main purpose. So I explain the whole concept of Taekwondo, that yes, you are getting self-defense, but there are other things you are getting. And then some people are also interested in fitness. Obviously, when you do Taekwondo, you get a lot of fitness. I mean, we do work out very hard. So I think it depends on the people. But these are the main motivation I've been hearing. I've always been interested in doing it, but I didn't have the opportunity. I want to be in good shape. I've heard that. I've heard about, I want to be able to defend myself should the need arise. So it's a mixed bag.
Do you have a high-quality training facility compared to other Taekwondo institutes?
We try to keep international standards. What you see here is the same thing you're going to see if you go now to New York. I train in New York. You see these are the pictures of my grandmasters where I also train. They train me as a student. What you see here is what you're going to see there. So when you train here professional Taekwondo, there's nothing you are going to miss. They say, oh, I'm in Gambia. No, we're in Gambia, but here we operate at international level. So that's one thing we want to emphasize. All the equipment, everything, we have it here. I can only just encourage people to come and see what we're doing here. I think it's important to have a project like this in the country. I'm not Gambian, you know, but I just felt the need to do it here because I felt that the need was there and people were interested. I would actually encourage everybody to engage in fitness. Taekwondo is just one of the ways. Fitness is very important. Health-wise, just remaining strong. This is some of the things that happen, some of the advantages that you have when you engage in fitness. Taekwondo is one of the avenues, and I would encourage everybody to do Taekwondo. You see, the way the human body is structured, made up, we have hormones. There are hormones in the muscles, hormones here and there. You see, what happens with the muscles? I just forget the name of that hormone. As you age, the amount of that hormone you have in the muscles goes down. That's why you see the older you are, the muscles begin to slack, hang. Now, what happens when you are engaged in fitness, and Taekwondo, like I'm saying, for me, is the best avenue for that. You don't stop that process of reducing the amount of that hormone in your muscles, but you slow it down significantly to the point that you are like 61 years now. My muscles are still like the muscles of a young man. And you can go on like that for a very long time and still being fit, walking straight, being able to stand up, being able to jump.
My name is Awa Kamara and I am 19 years old. I choose Taekwondo because my dad is in America. He learned a lot of stuff about Taekwondo. So he told me that most of the Gambian girls don't influence themselves in Taekwondo, stuff like that. So he forced me to be part of martial arts. Okay. So I was inspired by his words. So that's the time I say I'm in for it. I get to know about this place because I was searching for a better school. So one of my cousins is working around here. He called me and told me that there is a school named Professional Taekwondo Gambia. He saw a lot of activities they are doing. So he called my mom and told my mom that let me try here. Here is the best school. So that's the time he gave me the form and everything I learned about. That's how I came to know about this place. I was inspired by a lot of things. First, the first time I came here, our master teaches us about discipline. Second, he teaches about integrity, prevalence, and a lot of stuff. So my advice for most people is that most Gambian girls don't influence themselves in martial arts. They think that if you are doing martial arts, it's all about fighting. But no, they get it wrong. Martial arts is all about discipline. about how to prevent yourself.
Okay, my name is Abdullah Sow. I train here at the Taekwondo, Professional Taekwondo Gambia. I choose Taekwondo because, like many others, have a different perspective about Taekwondo. But for me, like others have a perspective of like it's all about fighting, but which is not the actual sense. If you check on the aspect of health or wise, also is very important. And like even on unfortunate situation also, you happen to fall into they call it a street fight. Also, you can also have a self-defense of yourself, not actually to fight. Good. I get to know Professional Taekwondo Gambia. First, their first radio program at one of the radio stations, and I get to know them more on their social website, that is Facebook page, where I get to know most of their activities, and I was inspired about their activities and what they do here. That's how I come to learn about Taekwondo Gambia. I started the first week of January. Still, then I'm with them. 2017. Still, I'm with them. Oh, actually, I learned many things. Because like the professionalism of Taekwondo, even you look around, you will see the standard. As our masters always state, he don't compromise with standard, and we always work towards that. That's what I always like about the school. Anywhere you go in the world, when you train here, you can train anywhere, in America or other part of the world. There's no difference training here and training there.
My name is Brunel.
Okay.
And what I like in Taekwondo is to run.
Run.
Yes.
That's when you are racing with your friends.
Yes.
Do you usually come out first when you race with your friends?
Yes.
What else do you like about Taekwondo?
lu ma nekk ay tré bi dama bëgg pour mun ma jàng ma mun ma dem train na ñeneen pour ma parents yi xam ne man tay mu ñëw naa fi pour ma train dama ñëw pour ma hard work ma train ma mun ma dem jàngal ñeneen ak ñeneen.
maa ngi ñëw fii pour study taekwondo pour train taekwondo pour suma parents yi proud parce que yàlla ma fi assez pour ma jàngal ko.
So lu ma like si taekwondo mooy comme pour suma comme ëllëg man njëriñ ma comme suma xeex ni ma mën a defeen suma bopp te tam dafa interesting tam training bi tamit.
dama bëgg a mun moo tax ma ñëw pour ma mun Taekwondo ma dem black belt ma start ma ñëw di jàngal ñeneen.
te suñu master moom dafa like discipline daf ñu dee trainal daf ñu dee defaral lu nekk pour ñu mun ko te ñu ko jàngal te dinañ def suñu hard work pour ñu mun ko.
and suma morom ñu nekk si biir suñu ñëwee suñu muntee man naa jàppale gars yi man dama master te master yeneen saa suñu ñëppatee sax ñu ñoo dee dem ñu trainer xale.
Suñu master dafa camp dafa good dafa baax tam ku baax la.
Nka bona mbundu taekwondo akodi ata nyina bagi kanaje komi ka train alum fana na master ka mol train bagi ndi rafta ala bagi.
Taekwondo is a professional sport which teaches discipline, humility, makes you physically strong, and enables you to live a healthy lifestyle. With Professional Taekwondo School Gambia setting high standards in Taekwondo, the future of the sport in the country looks bright.